What's up guys, Julien here, and today we have yet another Nintendo Switch accessory to unbox and review. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Flip Grip from Fangamer. This is a fan-made, I believe 3D printed grip that allows you to switch your Switch to vertical position in handheld mode. So that becomes pretty niche, I suppose, because only a few games really support it. And these are really older games. If you're into any sort of vertical cabinet arcade games, the Nintendo Switch allows you to flip your entire system vertically, but it doesn't really have a way of, when you detach the Joy-Cons, of, you know, holding it up like this. So the Flip Grip manages to solve that problem for you. So let's go ahead and check it out right now. So nice little unboxing experience for you. They just decided to go with cardboard, which is pretty cool, I suppose. Eco-friendly, maybe. I don't really know that much about recycling, but I know you can recycle cardboard. At least it's not that much plastic. So really, I would have to say this is definitely 3D printed, probably, nowadays. It comes in at a grand total of $12, so it's not that expensive. It's pretty nice, actually. This is not a flimsy piece of plastic. I believe this is plastic. On the back here, we have a sweet little happy face for your Switch, where you'll slide in the Joy-Cons on the right here and the left, and then slide your Switch in right here. So let's see how it works. So actually, I mean, included in the package is also a nice sticker, which you can put on the back of your Switch if you want, or maybe just on the back of the Flip Grip. And it comes with this pretty nice card, actually. This card is laminated, it's pretty nice, and it tells you a bunch of different things here. So the card itself can actually be used right here. Hold on, which side? I guess either side, in order to hold the flip once the Switch is in there. Let's just do that. So the way this works is the Switch only goes in one direction. I believe this is the correct way. Yeah, I would assume so, because you want to have access to the airport on the side here. And so once it's in there, it's pretty securely set in there. And then the way to get it out would be to... there's a little notch on the back that holds it in there. There's also 4 felt pads in there to, you know, nicely hold your Switch. But once your Switch is in here, it is pretty securely in there. So that's pretty nice. You can see that I'm holding it upside down. It's not falling out, which is pretty nice. Next up, obviously, is to slide in the Joy-Con. Which totally slide in and lock in as they would on your Switch. And now you have a nice portable Switch in vertical mode. Like that, and you can hold your Switch vertically, just like that. That's pretty cool. So you might notice that the power button is actually blocked by the Flip Grip itself. So the way you turn on your Nintendo Switch is using the home button on your Joy-Con as opposed to the power button. If you had gotten used to that, then perhaps this might be a problem for you that you might have to adjust to. It also happens to block, I believe, partially part of the vent on the Nintendo Switch, although the games that you'll be playing there in vertical mode are not very graphically intensive. As far as I can remember, there are no real games that utilize the vertical mode on the Nintendo Switch, you know, as in terms of display that are, you know, AAA games. You know what I mean. So I don't believe that should be too much of an issue, and it also allows you access to the game card the game card slot, and of course the audio port on the Switch, the 3mm jack. So that's a pretty nice compromise there for covering up the volume rocker and the power button. So I think, I don't necessarily see a design in which this would not block some of the ports or the buttons on the Nintendo Switch itself, but you can, of course, adjust those two things, put it to sleep and adjust the volume through menus in the Nintendo Switch. So it shouldn't be too much of an issue. If you've already gone to the extent at which you are using this, then I don't think this is too much of an issue. So I've detached the Joy-Cons in order for me to film this a little easier, although it's just as simple to play this in handheld mode. I'll try to get some footage of that as well. It's really pretty sweet here. I mean, the Switch is awesome for these types of games. This game here is Ikaruga, a game that came out in arcades and on the Dreamcast, and then was ported to GameCube, and then was ported to PC and Xbox, and then was ported to Nintendo Switch. This is a great game. I believe Treasure made at least this port. I'm not sure if they actually made the game. I don't know that much about this game. But it is a vertical shoot 'em up, a vertical scrolling shoot 'em up, which is pretty sweet. This game is incredibly difficult, and I'm sitting a little far away from the Switch right now, so don't expect me to do amazingly, but I just wanted to show that this game looks really awesome vertical, and I think this is the definitive way to play it, either on Switch or even hold on, I gotta figure out how to switch. Oh, that's how I switch. I thought it was a different button, sorry. Either on Switch or switch the okay, anyways, either on Switch or on PC, or any way that you can rotate your monitor. You want to be able to play this game vertically so you have more screen real estate in order to dodge bullets, etc., see what's coming at you, and of course this is the intended aspect ratio for this video game. So it's really nice to be able to play the game easily on the go, on the cheap. It's not like this. Of course, the Nintendo Switch is expensive, and the game itself not that expensive. But this grip also not that expensive. It's $12, as it is literally just a piece of 3D printed plastic. So if you have a 3D printer at home, maybe you should just do it yourself. But if you don't have access to that type of thing, as it can be very expensive to have that, then let a company do it for you. This company has done a fine job of, whoops, I suck at this game, of making this product, and it works really well. I'm playing this from about 2 feet away, and I still suck at it, but it's not like this is making me good at the game, but it's certainly much more entertaining to play this game now. And I'm definitely going to be going back to some games I have, for instance, 1942, Strikers 1942, and Strikers 1942 2? Huh? You guys want to check that game out? I'm going to check that game out after this. Alright guys, so here I have, actually I said 1942 earlier, but it's Strikers 1945, but this is the second one. So it's Strikers 1945 2. This game was made by Psy Games, I believe. I'll correct myself if I'm an idiot again, but this game also is another, shoot 'em up with, small airplanes. As you can see, you get power-ups, and you can rotate the game in any 90-degree orientation that you want, which is pretty sweet. So you can do that with the flip grip as such, which is pretty nice. You get more screen real estate, just like Ikaruga, and again, I suck at this game because I suck at most of these games, but I grew up playing them in the arcades and then at home as well. On PlayStation, there were a couple versions of this game on PlayStation, and I loved the crap out of them on my crappy CRT TV. I then went into the menus back then, and that's when I learned about this type of screen rotation. That was even in the PlayStation version of the game, which was pretty cool, although it would be pretty difficult to rotate and unsafe to rotate a CRT television, which don't really exist anymore unless you play Melee. Super Smash Brothers Melee, that is. But anyways, yeah, so is this product for you? Only if you are into these types of games. Otherwise, this is not for you. It is a $12 purchase, which is very nice. It's on the cheap. And you can go to fangamer.com to check it out. My only gripes with this are the problems with blocking some of the buttons, although that they can't really get around. But one thing in particular that is a huge misstep for them is that they actually block, and I didn't know this when I purchased it, is that the flip grip actually blocks the Switch power, the USB-C port on the Switch. So there's no way to charge your Switch while using the flip grip, because your Joy-Cons will be in the way, and even when the Joy-Cons are off, there's no like pass-through port right there on the side, so you can't even do that. So because normally when you're playing in handheld mode, the Joy-Cons are not connected via Bluetooth, so that actually ends up saving a lot of power on the Nintendo Switch. But because the flip grip separates the Joy-Cons from the actual console itself, then the console now has to output a Bluetooth signal, which is going to, and again, I suck at this game and it's also very difficult to play these types of games while talking. But yeah, so I would expect this, I mean, and again, these games, even Ikaruga itself, right, are not the most graphically intensive games in 2018. So they won't be consuming too much power, and I assume the company thought that that was probably what was going to happen there. That because the types of games you play with the flip grip, that you would want the flip grip for anyways, are going to be less power consumptive, that this is not going to be, it's going to be a non-issue. But I think it might end up becoming an issue at longer play sessions. But I mean, how long do you want to play these games when you can just play Super Smash Brothers Ultimate, right? I'm kidding. These games are fun. Okay, so that's something to take into account. It blocks the power button, it blocks the volume rocker, and it blocks the power supply to your Nintendo Switch. It also requires your Joy-Cons to be not charged. I mean, they're going to be consuming battery. They're going to be consuming your Switch's battery. They're going to be consuming themselves' battery, although Joy-Con battery life is actually like 20 hours, I believe. So that's not going to be too much of an issue. As you can see, I really suck at this game. So yeah, you can't charge your Switch while doing this, and you're going to be consuming more battery power because you have to use Bluetooth while doing it. So those are the things you have to consider when getting this. Not to mention, you also would need a game to play it with. So that's another thing you might want to consider. So I hope you guys liked this video. Leave a thumbs up if you thought it was useful. Leave a thumbs down if you didn't. You know, I want to know. Tell me in the comments section below. If you have any questions about this product, I can put any links in the description below as well. And also check out this other video that I did on a Nintendo Switch Saikyo. Sorry, that's the company, not Sai. I thought it was, I'm sorry, I'm an idiot. But yeah, so those are all the things. There's another video that I wanted that is related to this video. I hope you guys go watch it. I unboxed a Hori USB Switch dock. So basically allows your Nintendo Switch to, in handheld mode, to have access to USB controllers. So that's pretty cool. So you could be able to play things like Super Smash Brothers Ultimate with a GameCube controller in handheld mode, without buying an external, wireless controller. As they do sell those, so that I might be interested as well. So tell me in the comment section below if you want to see me unbox and review anything else. I would like to get more Switch accessories. You know, I think this is pretty fun, and I hope you guys like this video. So thanks so much for watching us on this channel. Goodbye.